You're now listening to Mooncake.
I can't burp right now. I don't know why. It's just.
Well, that's all good, Liz.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to Mooncake's podcast, episode 20.
One.
Woo woo! Well, we just wanted to first give a shout out to our first fan email from last week to our good fan, Jeff from Toronto.
What's up, Jeff?
Thank you again so much for that lovely email you sent. Again, it brightened our day, so thank you.
It was really nice. It felt awesome.
Awesome!
You remember when I sent you that little meme with the kid that the little baby girl? Did I send you it? It's like a little meme of a girl and she's eating sugar. Did I send you that
Oh,
one?
I think...
And she's like,
I don't think you sent it to me, but I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it, right?
Yes.
She's like, her mouth is all blue because she's eating like some like Sour Patch blue candy or something. And then her parents are at like a stadium and they're like, you know, she's feeling the energy from the stadium. And then she eats the candy and she's like, she's having like a crazy sugar rush plus like the adrenaline from the, it's great. That's how it made us feel.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, so...
Oh, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes, ask away.
Because you know how I told you, like, for, like, stripping and, like, being a cam girl and stuff, like, everything is shaven off. And, like, since my vagina is a civilian now again, like, and I just grew, like, a crazy bush. You know, like, some guys are just like, I'm just feeling like, I'm just gonna, you see them all of a sudden, they have this huge bush. Like,
the
hairy
beard,
beard,
yes,
right?
Yes,
And you're like, whoa. But I did that with my bush, right?
yes.
I just like let it do whatever.
Yeah.
And then one time I was like, dude, I never got a UTI, but I'm like, I seriously got it this time.
Oh,
Like I seriously got it this time, and I was kind of like semi sobbing on the toilet. I was like, I got it finally. I finally got it because it hurt to pee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
those of you, I'm pretty sure anyone listening knows what a UTI is, but for those of you who don't know, it's urinary tract
I hear
infection.
It's like, urinary tract infection, and it feels like you're pissing out rocks.
Glass. Broken glass. Cutting through raw.
Lord. Okay.
It's just broken glass and like
And you
acid. You're pissing out acid.
Ugh.
It's just so burning.
And you feel like you need to pee all the time, but you can't pee, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
So excuse me. So finally I was like, oh man, I really got my UTI. And then of course you have a partner to check you out. So I got chosen to check my vajayjay out.
Uh-huh.
And behold, he found a long piece of my pubic hair stuck in the fold of my clit.
Oh, no.
Like, but it was no UTI.
Oh.
So that it was causing that pain.
irritable.
But I never felt that sensation because I haven't grown out my bush for like, let's say like 10 years or something.
Got it.
So it was like a weird sensation. And what are the odds of having a pubic? I've never heard of this. Like women complain about this.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure they don't want to complain about it because it's embarrassing or whatever, or they don't have anyone to check it out. But like, I fortunately had someone to check it out, and and find that there was a long piece of pubic hair stuck in deep in there.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't even know it was possible.
It's possible, Liz. Anything's possible.
Anything is possible, dude. That really made me think. I was like, how in
So
the
are you
world?
back to like this? Like, oh man, I'm gonna shave it off again, or like, nah, that doesn't scare you. Or you're like, I'm still gonna leave it long.
Well, I know that if I feel that sensation, then
You know what's up.
Yeah, I know what's up. But that was just like such a weird sensation. I'm just like curious if anyone else had that happen to them because
it's happened.
I don't
It's
hear
happened.
that anywhere.
It's happened. I mean, because I've shaved down there, but not like to this crazy, like to like a newborn baby shave.
Oh, really? You never? You always left like a little mustache?
Little stash.
Yeah.
Little thing.
I always think it looks like a goatee or
A
something.
goatee. Or I never got waxed.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never
You
done
told
that.
you told me that you never got waxed
It's
and
just
stuff.
the pain just feels. It just seems so excruciating to me, like to get that.
It is. It's like unbearable excruciation.
Do you bleed?
Sometimes you can. If the follicles are
So
really thick,
yes.
then yeah, you can bleed,
Oof.
which is really bad.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been single for a long time too, so I'm like,
Well, sometimes when you're wearing a thong,
I don't wear thongs though. So I'm just like,
how about like when you're wearing a skirt, you just don't wear anything?
I mean, I just wear regular underwear, so.
Really? Then how do you hide the?
I'm not wearing like a short ass skirt. Or
No, I'm
anything.
saying like the.
I don't even wear skirts really either, so.
Oh, because sometimes like if I wear even regular underwear and I just like touch my butt and I'm like, there's fuzzies outside.
Oh,
it's like
spiking
poking.
through.
It's poking
through.
out.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, ugh.
Guess I.
You're just like, nah, whatever.
Whatever's, man. I don't know.
Whatevers.
I just, like pubes are pubes. What I'm gonna do.
Right on.
Yeah. So, but one day I remember I feel like I have to get it waxed one day just to see what it's like. But
I mean, I like it because it feels neat.
yeah, it's just clean.
Feels neat, and then I just feel I'm like, yeah, my pee is not going to be touching my
Oh,
pubic. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Because
yeah.
it's like it's a lot less to. Well, of course I clean there like crazy, but
Yes.
it's like knowing that like my pee won't be dripping off of
Yeah.
the hairs.
This is true. Little,
Like,
little dribbles.
Let me give you like a real detailed visualization. People are like, no, don't give us that.
Yeah.
But
no,
that's what happens. It's like, dude, you got a big bush. Where do you think? I mean, like our pee is streaming,
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
you know, and it doesn't come out as a straight line either. Sometimes it's just like sprinkler.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah,
Is yours like a sprinkler or is it pretty
pretty straight.
Mine's pretty straight too, but I don't know. Maybe it's because like I played around with it too much or whatever. Like especially on cam. Like I mean, I swear I like masturbated on cam. Like, can I say 10,000 hours?
I believe it. I believe it, Liz. I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure like newcomers are like, what the fuck is she talking
I mean,
about?
that's
But that's what you're doing.
That's what you do on cam, right?
Yeah,
But-
well, I mean, there's a lot of like talking and conversating and making relationships and stuff like that. But another part of it is getting fucking naked and like either modeling different outfits or doing like whatever they're asking. And then a lot of the times is masturbating. You're playing with like a lot of toys and stuff. And I mean, you know, they're like, yeah, play with the clit. You know what I mean? You're like, yeah, there you go, buddy. Like,
there you go.
you know, but I mean, like, I don't think it's healthy. I think masturbating is very healthy, but like, if you're doing 10,000 hours of it,
yeah.
within like not your lifespan, but within like
Such a small window.
5-6 years, like I'm a master.
I'm a master.
I'm a master. Yeah, masturbator. Good one.
But then, like,
Good one.
since you were camming and doing all that, like Joseph, who of course, was with you at that time, were you like didn't want to have sex, or were you kind of like, still still
tricky
sexual,
one.
or were you just like,
I would have to when I was camming, yeah, my sex drive, because a lot of the sex, because you want the reason why I kept a lot of my my customers loyal, or like my fans like loyal, is because I gave them a real show. Like it wasn't like fake. Most of the time it was real. And you could tell with other girls, it's just like very
theatrical,
like really bad porn.
Oh yeah.
You know, and me, it was like I gave them, there was like a connection, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, that really got in between our relationship, and made like, there was arguments about it, and I would always need a toy to get off. Now I don't. I do not need a toy to get off. It's just me and him connect. It's like we refound our connection.
Oh.
So we don't need, but yeah, it does get in the way of relationships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I know we're burping, and there is this one funny story I want to tell you. Is like there has been many requests with people with fetishes, and one of the fetishes is burping.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's like burp for me, burp for me.
Yeah, they're like, I'll give you $100 for a 5-minute video of you burping.
Wow.
But I turned it down.
Oh.
Yeah, because I guess at that time I wanted, you know, when you're on cam, you have like a certain kind of rep you want.
Oh.
You know, you want to just
yeah.
be sexy. You want to be that sexy, cool chick, you know, because this is so much competition. Sorry I'm like doing this because
It is hot.
it is hot in here.
It's hot.
So hot. Yeah, I gotta like air out my jacket, but yeah, I just turned it down because I'm just like, I know there's like 100 or thousands of videos of me masturbating on the web, but like I was like, do I want a video of me like burping back then? Because I was insecure in a strange way.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, oh, if it's sexy videos, okay, that's fine, but like. Of course, you always know that we're both very goofy people.
Yes.
But at the time, I was insecure about that because I didn't want it to mess with my money
image.
flow and
Yeah,
my
yeah,
image.
yeah, totally.
But
And
no.
maintain this mystique, this sexiness, this cute, you know, girl next door, but like still like sexy.
Yeah,
cool.
exactly. And that's what I was known for. It was like the next door girl, but like sexy, and it's just like. You know, you have to keep up that image, which is so boring. But no, I think I told you before. I was like, I really thank all my fans that were on there because they're very, very like. I mean, of course, we've had interactions. You know what I mean, beyond the normal. But I've met a lot of really cool people on there, and they still are really supportive to till this day. Even though when I'm showing like my weird. Like goofy side.
Yeah, maybe not as sexy as
not as sexy.
as your cam girl.
Yeah, I'm not wearing like bikinis and push-up bras and stuff, and it's just like it's kind of cool to see that like they're still down to like hang out, which is really cool.
I think it's nice to know that like it just makes you more. I think the word is not attainable, but like it just makes you more approachable.
Yeah,
and just down to earth. Like, hey, you burp, you talk about your pubes, like whatever. It's like it just makes you just kind of relatable. At least to me, to me it does. And I don't know. I think trying to preserve this image of you looking cool and sexy and this facade of that all, it just gets kind of. I would think kind of tiring, right?
It's
like,
so tiring.
To be made up and makeup and stuff like.
Yeah.
Like when I see like Liz with makeup, it's like you're like all. I mean, you have makeup on now.
Yeah, I haven't
like,
had makeup on
but
now.
when you're like really like you're just made up and everything, and then but when I see Liz like just hanging out with me and stuff, we're like,
oh my god, yeah, you guys,
sweats and stuff.
And sweats.
Donna like one time thought she was a crackhead. Like with her hoodie.
Yeah,
and, like,
Donna and my brother. Yeah.
Like what the.
Yeah, Donna and Joshua both thought that I look like a crackhead. They're just because I'm wearing hoodie. My hair's all crazy because like I didn't straighten it or something, or I didn't like put product in it and stuff. So like, or like I remember you guys made fun of my elf. Like I didn't even put one and one together. But long time ago, I was wearing green and blue striped. Like pajama pants.
Yes.
And they were really tight, and you guys were like, that looks like elf pants. You look like an elf. Like a Christmas elf. And I was like, oh my god, they are. So I'm such a goofball, and
yeah, no, it's just because that's the Liz that I grown up with.
Yeah,
it's just this
so
very
dorky,
down to earth and stuff. So then when you did get into camming or when you did get into exotic dancing and tripping and stuff, and you just had this different persona.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say your persona's name, but like you had this different. I guess this. I guess would you call it an alter ego? Like.
Yeah, it was definitely an alter ego. Like you have to have an alter ego when you're in there because it's just so cutthroat, and you don't know who you're gonna deal with, and you need to seem like you're strong, which I am strong individual, but it's a whole different kind of strong in there because you're dealing with a bunch of other chicks from all over the world. Competition is really, heavy, and you need to make sales in order to make this work for you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like either go and get a regular job, which you're making just bare minimum, or you're going to go to the club and you're going to just work your ass off and be cutthroat. And at the same time, be charming, and it's just like all these weird aspects.
It's a balancing act.
This. On top of that, you're kind of like a catwalk model, because like when you go, there are some scary stages out there. Like you're like made out of like plexiglass and stairs, and it's like three different stages, and it's scary. Like you can really get hurt on these stages, and you just have to look so cool because everyone's watching you and stuff, and it's dark in there.
Oh yeah,
with lights moving around and stuff. So you really do. It's kind of weird that you try not to let that alter ego come into your personal life, but it kind of does.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because you are, in essence, you are still like you're the same person.
Yeah.
But you're acting like these two different personalities, or you're the Liz that I know, and like your alter ego, let's say. But I think this is a way to compartmentalize, like to separate,
it definitely is,
and just be able to, okay, as soon as I'm done, dancing off the stage, like I'm back to just going home and doing my thing, no makeup, hoodie, just like doing your thing. But then when you get on the stage, you're just like ready. But I know, like, I guess of course there are some women that are like that all the time though, like all made up all the time, like they're just that person.
Yeah.
And
they're that bad bitch, like like you have to have that bad bitch persona, because they're like, ooh, I want that bad bitch right there, and you're just like, you look like someone from like a music video. They want that because that's what's put in front of them. That fantasy is there,
Totally.
and then you just don't know what's gonna happen. Like I remember one day, like I got ushered. They're like, there's like hundreds of girls working at one night, and then one time I got ushered by one of the hosts, and they're like, we need you in the champagne room, we need you immediately. And I was like, okay. And so it's just like, and it's unusual, and they usher you into a room and there's like 3 other girls, and then all of a sudden you're fucking displayed. You're displayed in front of like a couple or a person, and then you get picked out right there, which is such a weird thing. It's being so like objectified. Yeah, and it's so crazy because it's like one night it's not like that, and then one night you have no idea where you're going. They're just telling you you need to show up real quick, and then it's kind of like a competition right there.
Yeah.
Like a model, like a beauty pageant. Yeah. They're like, we want her.
Yeah.
And then right after that whole ordeal, like you go straight into 1 or 2 hours of working.
Wow.
Like just privately for those people.
Oh, wow.
And that's also another thing. Can you imagine being thrown into a private room with somebody you never met before, and you have to find connections immediately?
Yeah. Or they can find someone else.
Next! Or back in the day, executor! It's like, it kind of feels like that.
Hey!
Yeah, like, let me entertain you. Yeah.
Like, I don't
what else can I do?
I don't really have chi-chi, so, like, but, I can imagine.
No, there's actually, I don't think I really needed fake boobs to make it in the industry. Yeah, that may be a preference to a lot of people, but, like, I thought I needed fake boobs to make it in the industry, but it's not always really the fact. Yeah, because I've actually met a lot of girls that made a lot of money with just regular.
Okay.
Just like, A's and B's and stuff like that. So
I mean, what you got.
Yeah, and it's like preference, and it's like your confidence and stuff. But
true.
I remember one time, like I got picked. Excuse me. Or not, excuse me. I'm just gonna burp. Burping.
We're drinking hard kombucha on the side. Yeah. We're not just burping just because.
We're good. What you want to say?
Yeah. I mean, it's Flying Embers. We're definitely not being paid to promote them, but that's what
it's good.
That's what we're drinking, and
it's
good. It's from Ojai.
That's what I thought. I was like, is this from
Yeah, it's a great. It's a great story. Supposedly, I read it somewhere
on
description, but like sidetrack from your story.
Yeah,
But we'll
no,
return back
no.
to her. But basically, the Flying Embers is from the name because during the fire, it was like what, a year ago or two? I think it was last year.
Yeah, it was just last year.
It was very recently. There's a fire around Ojai, and the person making, I think they specialized. I forget what they're in some kind of just regular kombucha. And but because the fire was happening, they had to evacuate. And they were making this batch, and so when they came back, because they couldn't get to it right away, it fermented a little too much to the point where it became hard kombucha.
Whoa.
Became alcoholic. So from the embers, that's like there's a.
I love it.
Like a phoenix. It looks like, I think it's like a phoenix or something.
It kind of looks like a phoenix, yeah.
But
definitely a bird.
A bird, but it's just supposed to be like flying embers. From the fire.
I love that.
They came up with this. With this kind of brand and the drinks, and
I love it,
and it's all because of due to the fires. So,
and we both match it. Got the pink in there. And
yeah,
the green in there. We didn't even plan on doing this.
We did not plan it.
But yeah, very cool. It's really tasty. It's 0 sugar, 0 carbs. I like it. I like the taste of. This is watermelon basil, and I really dig it.
Yeah. I
dig it. Thank you for sharing it.
Of course. Okay, so back to you.
Yeah.
I want to. Well, I know you're just talking about just different personalities and everything, and girls just working for what they got, but they're still able to make it work. But like I want to know. I was curious. Like, did you have like a signature move or a signature dance move or a signature move that you did that like the clients always love? Like, oh yes, we love it.
There are people. Not everyone is into the pole dancing. You know what I mean? The pole dancing is like you're just showcasing yourself, and not everyone goes crazy on the pole. Sometimes there's different kinds of styles, of course.
Yes.
But then some people, they're not into the whole like acrobatic. Sometimes they want girls to go really slow. It's a lot about posing, a lot of strutting, a lot of slow movements, like sensual movements. It's about like floor work too. So it's like you kind of like lean into people. You kind of slide. You're kind of like you're almost kind of like. Not a snake. Not a snake, but like a slow moving jaguar.
Yes.
Like a slow slender. They love that. Just like real slow, like cat-like movement. Cat-like. And I guess I did do some pole work, but I wasn't like crazy on it. I could do like the twist. The upside down flip. Because some people like the one where you climb up. And you lift your body up, and so you're kind of upside down while you're holding it down. And then people like it when you like let go, and you're sliding down, and you stop right at the bottom. So which is all these moves can go all down south real bad, and there's a lot of people looking at you. You know what I mean? So
did you do that though? Did you actually do the drop one?
Yeah. So you get kind of used to it. It's like you're just slightly releasing the grasp on the pole, and you slide, but right before you get hit, you hit
the ground. You slow down.
Yeah, you slow it. Your hands are the brakes.
That's so scary.
It's scary. It's scary too, and plus, like, don't get me wrong, those pole stages are nasty. I mean, you probably got some coochie juices going on there.
This is before your COVID time.
Yeah, this is before COVID. Thank God.
But oh my gosh.
But like, like you can really get hurt. I've seen girls get like cuts, and of course I got bruises a lot, but I've seen girls get like serious cuts. I don't know where, like maybe a sharp plexiglass or maybe a cut on their knee and they're bleeding, and like depending on which club you go to, like some stages could be wood. There could be splinters. I mean, I remember I worked at Crazy Horse 3 in Vegas, which is like a ghetto, like super ghetto. And like, I seen girls like get really bad cuts, like where they need to get like big band-aids. So like it's a health risk.
Yeah.
For sure. But how
long did you dance for, and then how long did you
I danced for about 5 or 6 years.
And then right after
5 or 6
dancing
years.
is when you transitioned
Yeah,
to
transitioned to
camming.
camming, and then I did that for 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
So it's like
So in total, it's like a decade.
oh yeah, over a decade.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So like I never say like everyone thinks they're gonna just get out of it quick,
Mm-hmm.
but like the money's so good, so the money was so good that even though when it was bad economically it was bad, you still could make more than the average person, working a regular job. So like it's hard to get out of it.
Yeah, it's so hard.
You definitely have to have a plan if you want to keep that kind of profession at a minimum.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, they say like the more money you make, the more like you adjust your lifestyle to that how much you make. You keep adjusting it. Yeah. So then there comes to a point where the idea of making less money, meaning, oh my gosh, I have to change my lifestyle. Like, it's really hard to alter your lifestyle when you're used to a certain way of living.
Exactly. And then especially when you're trying to blow off steam, you meet some friends and you just go crazy afterwards. You're just like, I want to freaking blow off steam. I'm going to go out to the bar. I'm going to go hang out with, there's like male hosts. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like the shot callers. Like sometimes they could be the DJ. Like they can work as the host and the DJ. And then they also have power because they'll connect you with like good clients. Maybe they might have regulars that they built relationships with. And so if you build relationships with them, then they can connect you with all the good like spenders. So it's kind of like
the cycle.
And so like
maintain this relationship. Even if you're like afterwards you just want to go home and just like chill out.
But sometimes you have to go. If they invite you like to a party or like go eat or something, like you're gonna want to go and do that, which is not all the time, but like. Since there was so much competition, I felt like I needed to do that little extra because they'll make you shine a little bit more when you're on stage. They'll make you shine a little bit more when there's like a customer and they like hype you up for them. You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got this beautiful girl, perfect for you. It's just like she's the one. You trust me, blah, blah, blah." And then bam, you got the job. So it's like it's not like just wham bam simple. There's a lot of like intricate aspects to dancing and all that stuff. But
was there a moment where you had the like security kick someone out for you because they were totally
many times
for, and you're just like you just do you give a hand signal? Do you just give a look?
It didn't happen so often, but I remember in like Hawaii, I remember the drink deal, like if you get them to drink and they buy you a drink and you get half of whatever the cost of the drink. So let's say if I drink like a $20 shots for like maybe like 15 or 20 of them. Oof. And this guy, he was like a really good looking guy. Good looking guy. So I was like, oh great, he's easy on the eyes. He's buying me drinks, we're having a good time. But at the end of the night when he got the bill, it was like 1,000 something. I don't know. We kept on drinking. I don't know how many drinks I drank, but he got so angry and he just went crazy. And the security guards they obviously saw that he was going out of control, so they had to kick him out.
Oh my God.
But I still got my money. I still get my money. You're like forced to pay. Like when you start buying drinks to a certain like limit, you have to like give them a card. Yeah, but that's like it was really rare for me to have that kind of incident. I mean, I slapped people because they're like so drunk, and I'm just like, wake up, you need to pay me, or like keep on dancing, like like while no one's looking, because like it's so dark. But that was in Vegas because it was like darker.
Damn, Liz.
And it was like, I remember it was like some like some like really drunk like Korean guy or something like that in like from LA. And so he's just like, hey girl, I'm taking you to the private dance room. I'm like, okay. And then we got a couch, and there's everyone. It's just so weird. Everyone's having a dance, and you're all sitting on a couch or a chair. And I remember this fool, there's a minimum, you have to buy a minimum drink count in the room. So like when you go in there, you have to buy the private dance and you have to buy a minimum of like 4 drinks, 2 for me and 2 for the client. Okay, so he was so drunk, and I already knew he was drunk when I took him in there, but I wanted more. I wanted more dances, so I was like, and he was sleeping, and if you sleep, you get kicked out. So while no one was looking, I just like,
damn.
I had to. I had to pay.
Gotta get that money.
I had to get my money, you know, like.
It's like, just come ready, just slap you.
Yeah, just like.
I mean, physical assault is something not a laughing matter, but the fact that he's just drunk and you're just like, dude, like, wake up.
I think he liked it. I mean, he
I know, some
smiled
people
and
are into
he was smiling. He was just like, "Oh yeah, girl, just keep on doing like that." I don't know, something like that. He just mumbles. It's like, wake up! I'm not done dancing.
I'm not dancing.
Or, you know, there's like certain moves that like you can get away with. Like, you know, you could do a little bit of ball crushing. Like you take your heel and like just slightly like rub it on their inner thigh and then just be like, just like put a little pressure. You know
little
what I mean?
pressure,
A little pressure. Or like you can like wake them up by like maybe like let's say you're giving a dance like this, and they're like they're sitting, and then you slide down on them, and then you bring your legs and you clap your heels together really hard.
Oh.
So it makes this like knock noise.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so there's like little tricks like that to keep them awake because they're drinking so much.
Yeah.
All these guys are like.
And that's a rule.
Really
they fall
tipsy.
asleep, you're out.
Yeah. You're out. But like it's a pretty crazy cat and mouse game, like all the time and stuff like that.
How is it like when like women come in?
Oh yeah, I've danced for many girls too. Like they can get a little bit more grabbier because they think that they can get away with it. I've danced for a lot of beautiful women, like really gorgeous, and then sometimes they're just like they're really shy, or they can be really grabby, really grabby, like. Because you're not allowed to touch the dancers, like touch their boobs.
Oh, yeah.
And the girls would just be like, they'll like touch you everywhere. And you're just like, I'm a girl too. Let me touch them too. Let me feel these implants. Let me see how you feel. You know, like.
And do they get kicked out, or
No.
they're a little bit more lenient?
They're more lenient around the girls and stuff like that. Well, from when I was working and stuff, but I did have this one couple from Africa. And that one was tough because they were really classy. They were really classy, but it was a man and a woman. And I remember the girl, she was the woman. She was being really like shy. So it's really hard, especially when they're really shy, because you're like doing all the moves that you usually do, like. Booby in the face, dancing on them, sliding down on their body, you know, like, and you're just like, what else can I do? But like, yeah, she was really shy, but I guess they like me because they're like, after this, would you like to come and meet us? You get that often.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, you want to meet us after your job, you know, like that. And so you do get that often, but dancing for women, it's like either shy or they're just like, grabby, like super
very
grabby.
Extreme on the spectrum.
Yeah, or they'll think they like it's cool to like kiss you and stuff like that, like because they're kind of drunk and they're just like, maybe this is a good moment to try to kiss a girl. I'm sure they're down, you know. And you're just like, I've been forced to kiss women sometimes because they'll just grab you and just be like.
And you have to maintain. You can't just like, hey. You can't just be like that.
Well, some girls do, but yeah, like you don't wanna like ruin potential dances. So in the group, like you don't want to turn all of them off in the group if they see. You know what I mean? You just kind of want to play around with it and stuff. But it's not always like the dancer's like choice to want to like kiss girls, and that's what I don't like. I don't like having to do things like I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, that's so sexy. But I'm like, I don't want to kiss you if I'm not attracted to you. Like, it's like so weird. But yeah, that's a bit more about stripper life.
Stripper life. Man, it's I know you have so many stories to tell. But
I think that was a good glimpse into it, you know, like how people think stripper life is so glamorous and stuff. But like really, I think if I could tell myself something when I was starting to do that is like save your fucking money. Like I just didn't understand how money worked and thoroughly. So just being drunk all the time, it's like the money just goes right through your fingers. And if I could tell myself something, it was like a more disciplined take on the finances.
Yeah,
you really need to do that to make it worth it.
Yeah, I think when you're young, you're not saying you don't understand the value of money, but you do understand the value of money, but at the same time, you're young and you want to enjoy the money too.
Yeah. You want to party.
You want that instant gratification because you work so hard for the money. So you're like, I want to work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
And
it's a fast-paced life too.
It's super fast. And everyone, the environment is telling you to spend your money.
Yeah. Everyone said, like, you know, like there's girls with like fast cars, really nice cars. Everyone's rolling up in a nice car, you know, like purse, all that. But it's all a facade because when I really talk to a lot of the dancers, they're all in debt.
No,
most of them. I'm not kidding. Like a lot of them are still in the game after 10, 15 years because they're still in debt. Like
it's just that kind of
there's no there's no discipline where like, oh, okay, I'm gonna make this amount of money
and put it into this, invest it into this,
and then get out.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, if you're thinking about doing that, you really need to have a plan like that. Stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Stick to it.
Totally. No, it's I think, you know, as you know, the fact that you have that experience and everything also just I think just teaches you a lot, like of just of how people are and everything, and like I don't know, it's just
people reading. You learn real fast how to people read. You learn how to really know how to spark a conversation up. You learn to kind of be slightly be a chameleon.
Yeah, I would think.
It's like this group.
You're blending in.
Yeah, blending in, becoming what they want.
Yeah, you're reading the person and you're really just trying to fit their idea of their fantasy of what that is. And just trying to figure out what that fantasy is. And like, okay, how can I, you know, really mold, like a chameleon, like really camouflage and mold myself into their environment, into their fantasy.
Yeah.
And everything. So.
Exactly. Like, I kind of almost felt like that X-Men
Mystique?
Character Mystique. You were like Mystique. You would just like start morphing into these different, like for every person you would morph a little bit. But of course there is a bit of you because for me there was always a bit of me in those characters, but it is just slightly different for each person and stuff, you know, because you want to be exactly what they desire. I mean,
it's again for you to just. I mean, you're just learning as you go. There's no manual, right?
There were a little bit of information at the time when I was dancing, but not updated.
Yeah.
Not updated. Now I think there's a lot more girls on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they like just talk about back then, like I didn't want to talk about it. Like you didn't want to share it with people that what you were doing and stuff. But now like you can find all that information online. Yeah. It's like, it's crazy. There's videos upon videos about people talking about their stripping life and all that stuff.
Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets?
I have a lot of regrets.
Okay.
I have a lot. I think we talked about this at one episode. Like you're like, oh, do you have any regrets? And at the moment I wasn't thinking. I think I just like had too much on my mind to think, but I have a lot of regrets. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if I didn't have those regrets, I probably wouldn't learn certain things. You know, but I'm glad that I went through it and I got to see so many dimensions of human behavior and what are my limits, my limitations, how far can I take it? Also the danger factor too. It's like, everyone watches movies and books, they read books and stuff for adventure and danger and stuff. And then I definitely had my share of that. For sure. It was not always, I mean, I remember when I moved to Hawaii and the girls were all shocked because we all got news that a girl that they all knew got flung out of a hotel room balcony and died to her, she died. It's like it's like you hear that kind of stuff and you're within that community that happens to. So it's kind of crazy that you don't just get it in shows and books and stuff. It's like it's happening right there and then. Yeah. So it's kind of also reminds you like how life is so fleeting and you could be any one of those girls that get hurt or whatever. So, I mean,
you're the one that told me, and I think you mentioned that in maybe the other episodes, like there's like a database like for the strippers, like you have to.
Oh yeah, you have to like register for every state you dance in. You have to like register. You have to get fingerprinted
in case something happens to you.
In case something happens to you, so they can identify you. Because it's just like we've seen it in history. It's like escorts and barmaids and all that. Those are the type of girls that get targeted because it's susceptible. Like there's, it's part of that culture is to meet someone and just like
dominate them and like
not
get her.
Not
the men that do the crimes.
Yeah,
I would think that I mean, there's a to prey on women.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a sense of power. For them
it is
take someone's life,
or it's like they think that they're ridding of some kind of evil from the earth, like it's some kind of like what's it called? They're trying to be like the good guy,
like a vigilante
or something like that. But like you can see how easily it is because in that world culture of like strippers and escorts and stuff. That is the norm. Is like you meet with strangers and you provide a service. So it is easier to target those girls. Because it's part of their life. But
no, that's I mean, I know you mentioned like if you could tell your younger self, you could say like save your money or like put your money to good use and stuff.
Yeah, if I was to go there, like now. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from dancing, and also it kind of pushed me out of my limits. Like learning how to dance, be in heels. Be like always shifting your personality to fit someone. So like there are a lot of good qualities, that would help you in the real life, but I probably would have gone a different route if I knew what other options I had out there. Yeah. I wouldn't. This was just not. It felt like it was the only route I needed to go to because I needed money fast.
Yeah, totally. No, it's I mean, there's a reason why so many women and men too, but women mostly flock to that kind of profession is because the money is so good.
Yeah, I don't know how it is now. Like with COVID and stuff, I'm like, is everyone just wearing masks inside, or how close can you get to one another? And it's like it would be hard to create like a relationship without like touch or closeness and stuff. So I don't know how that goes, but But I do feel like if you're thinking that this is the only way to make a certain amount of money, I highly recommend you guys looking into like other ways to make money on the internet, like not just even just cam model life, because that's already, it's tough too, and it's highly saturated because a lot of the strippers have moved to cam life because they want to be safe. So it's highly saturated. So I would think just finding other creative outlets to make money. I mean, like there's YouTube, there's reselling, there's There's sound design. Like if you're into sound design, you could sell your sounds online. And I would definitely suggest looking at that kind of stuff because maybe I just didn't do enough research because I was so desperate to just make a living.
You at that time in your life, you're with Joseph, but you were staying in this like almost like a patio / garage.
Yeah.
And it's raining and there's leaks everywhere. And you're just like
It was like plywood walls.
Yes.
It was really bad.
Just imagine just the environment, and you're just like, I need to make.
I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
You know,
anything that like looks like something that can provide a better life, no matter what that was.
Yeah.
Even if it was stripping, even if it was camming.
Yeah, it was better than just
to use. Like you felt like it's better than like where we're at this point.
Yeah, and then if I didn't have like, I know my mom took away my car. She said she wanted the car back because she was the co-signer and stuff. So she's like, I want my car. And then I didn't have a car, and I was like sharing a car with somebody. Sometimes I had it, sometimes I didn't. It was just really rough living, even though I had freedom. But the realities of the cost of living it's crazy, especially here in California. So it's nuts. Even back 15 years ago, it was still pretty high for a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was really tough.
Yeah, minimum wage is like $7, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like it's so hard to.
I know we were living. I mean, we weren't living, but we were working together at Timberland when I finally decided to just run away and move out of the house and stuff.
And it wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. I was working so hard every week, taking extra hours, and that you look at your check and you're just like, $300?
Yeah.
What can I do with $300? You know, for 2 weeks? That is so nuts. I can't. No.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Just the cost of living and just the wages just don't match.
Yeah.
It's
didn't.
definitely not a living wage.
Yeah. So I guess that was the route I needed to take in order to make it. But I wish I just took a little bit more time to guide myself and have a plan. You know, it was just day to day, month to month living, and then it just. You know,
catches up to you. And
it does catch up to you.
Finally, you're like, all right, can't keep doing this forever.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but at least you came out of it alive. And
I always tell them, I'm like, it's so crazy that I'm alive, and I'm so.
I know this kind of seems like a minimum, but at least you came out of it alive.
Yeah. No,
I'm sure there's still some things that affect you mentally, maybe from it, or maybe not. I don't know. Is there anything that scarred you? That you're like, oh, I'm never gonna recover from this, or are you overall have moved past it? And
overall I have moved past it, but in the last but it took a long time for me to get to the point where I am. You know, especially when I was having a lot more money trouble, and I was just like, oh man, I spent so much money when I was dancing on stupid things. You just feel stupid because it's you had so much money coming in and you just wasted that opportunity. So of course I did kind
of kick
myself over and over again mentally. And that I was just like, wow, I couldn't be so sad. But you can't live in the past, and you got to utilize whatever you learned. Yeah. And be smarter about it.
Exactly.
And just fucking move on, okay? Yeah. Just you can't just dwell in it because
honestly, that's the best advice. It's so much. I know it's so much easier said than done to move on, but like you said, you can't keep living in the past over and over because then you just get paralyzed by your anger, self-loathing, all that, and you're just like, how is this productive?
And when you're paralyzed, what can you do? You can't do jack shit.
Exactly.
So it was mentally disabling me every day. Even in my current job, yes, I'm not making a fraction of how much I used to make a night over at the club or being a companion or escort or whatever. But I told myself, this is not forever. But the only way for me to get from A to B is doing my best. in that moment. Like,
Totally.
whatever job you have, you hate it or whatever, do your very best at it.
Very best, yeah.
Be like the top of the person. You'll always learn something from it. You'll always learn something from what you're doing, but you have to let it you have to like be open-minded and just appreciate it and just welcome it.
Totally.
So
no, I completely agree.
Yeah, and that's how you freaking get out of that mental state where you're just like, oh,
hating
but back then
yourself,
I made that much amount of money and I'm not making that much amount now. No, you just say, hey, this stops now. I'm just gonna make the best out of this right now.
Exactly.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. And honestly, there's only one you, and there's no point in beating yourself up.
Yeah.
And that's it. I mean, you're totally right. And that's, I mean, what you just said just really applies to, like me just living with my mental illness, bipolar, and just like, I mean, it's always regrets, right? It's always just like regrets after another.
But I don't regret everything because I can understand you.
Yes.
And I can understand a lot of people. My life is the way it went, so I can
empathize
to other people. And I'm so grateful that I am able to understand you to a degree. You know
of course, yes.
A lot of other people that have just like super happy lives and
picturesque and everything.
Smooth sailing. Like,
it's hard for them to relate.
Yeah.
It's hard for them to understand that struggle when they themselves haven't been through it.
And it's hard to give that other person support when they haven't gone through the similar, like some kind of hardship.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm grateful that we can understand one another.
Of course,
it's different stories, but different there's journeys, a lot of hardship.
But that pain. Yeah. That pain is like the same. You know, that the feelings of regret, the feeling of hurt, like hating yourself. All that, like depression, like. It's definitely, those wounds kind of connect us. And so
definitely.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything you just said. And it's tough letting go, but not saying you can forget, because you can never like truly forget those things, but like forgive. Like, that to me is always something I'm still working to this day. Mm-hmm. Every waking moment is forgiving myself for the past. Yeah. And so
it's a really good practice. Even though it sounds so minimal to a lot of people, they're just like, they feel like they need to do these huge steps. But really, it's these small things. Yeah. Everyone forgets about these small things. And I think you practicing to forgive yourself every day, try to practice that. It's huge. Yeah. It does grow into this big triumph of you going over that hill.
Yeah, you know? Exactly. It's kind of like watering a plant. Like, a plant doesn't grow overnight. Great. But you keep like planting it, like put a little bit of water in, a little bit of forgiveness over and over. Is that an analogy? Love. I would call it a metaphor. Yeah, metaphor. And just keep watering this plant, and it's yourself, you know, and you shower with love, you give it care, because you know, you wouldn't do that to a friend. You wouldn't say like, "Oh, you're shit. You suck." Da, da, da. Yeah. So why would you do that to yourself? Right. You know. So you really have to be your own best friend. You know. But that's, again, easier said than done.
But it takes time, like you said, and
it takes a lot of time. And like I mentioned in our last podcast episode, you know, like it was just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like, I was just, even like to this point, like this past Monday, I finally spoke to I have a psychiatrist that I check in with every couple of weeks to, adjust my meds if necessary, or keep it the same, refill my medication that I'm taking. I'm taking Vraylar at the moment, and at the lowest dose. And, you know, I explained to her, like, how I'm feeling lately and how it's been kind of tough, like, to feel excited about things and just to feel like, just any excitement, any, you know, I'm just like staying in bed all day, even after sleeping a full night's rest, I still feel just tired. And just, you know, but I'm functioning, like I'm still eating, I'm still taking the showers, but I'm just like putting things off. I'm just not, I feel numb in a sense. And I told my psychiatrist this past Monday, and I kind of told her this, and I'm like, it's really hard to admit when things aren't going right, when things don't feel right. It's really hard not just to admit out loud, but to somebody when you've been in it. Like it's been over 2 months of me feeling like this, right? And
before that, you didn't feel like that when you were on your other prescription?
No, I've been on the same medication for a year. But sometimes your body just adjusts to the medication, and then sometimes after time, it's not as effective as effective as it used to.
Because it's in your bloodstream
and your body changes. It gets used to it.
Yeah.
So, but it's tough when you're in it. You're just like, maybe this is, I'm not so depressed where I want to hurt myself or kill myself.
But it's kind of like.
But I'm not manic, so that's good. But I don't feel quite normal either. I don't feel quite.
Something's off.
Something's off, right? And so, but it's tough. It's tough to gauge because you're just like.
You're like, is it in my head?
Is it in my head?
Is it my chemistry?
Is it my environment? Is it because I'm not doing much or whatever? But like, I have so much things to look forward to, yet it's just hard for me to feel anything in that sense. So I'm just like, I told her, and she's like, all the things you're telling me, hard to get out of bed, all these things, like you feeling kind of numb and just like not feeling excited for things, even procrastinating and putting things off. These are all signs of depression. She straight up just said it, and I was like, and then for her to say this, she's a professional, this is her job, just to hear her say it, like, and it's not just me, and like I could say it to my family or whatnot, but like it's really hard for me to even say that to my family because I don't even know. I'm not even quite sure. So when I shared it with this professional that doesn't know me personally, she just know, I checked in a couple of weeks, and she told me, and I was like, I teared up. I started tearing up, and I started I started to cry a little bit because I was like, just to have someone kind of like validate what I had a feeling I was depressed, but like I'm like, hey, you guys, I'm depressed. Like I don't it's, and there's still a stigma tied to it, admitting that too, because it feels like you're admitting that you're weak. And like I try maybe too hard to be strong, or at least appear strong, but like deep down inside, like just emotionally, mentally, I'm just wasn't feeling right. And so for her to say like, no, this depression, like you're taking the lowest dosage right now, like why don't you double that, and I'm going to give you a new prescription of a higher dosage and just go from there. And so I was like,
I like knowing that you were at the lowest dose.
Yes, I was at the lowest dosage. But, and also you're always afraid, like, oh, gotta take more medication. And but she's like,
But at least you weren't at the highest dose and you need to double that.
No, exactly. So it's like, it's one of those things where even after all these years, like, there is still, like, of course, there's still some hesitation to up your medication, to take more meds, to take more dosage, because you're just afraid, like, what if I had adverse reaction to, like, negative reaction to the higher dosage or stuff like that. There's always those like kind of fears, but I just know it has to be better than it is now, So, and so it just felt good to just have somebody, a professional, be like, it's depression, and this is the kind of medication you take, and that you need to up your dosage and see how you feel. So it's been sometimes takes over like 2 weeks at least for it to really feel like kick in, but I can already tell, like, it's my third day, third or fourth day, like upping my dosage, and I can already feel my mood kind of feeling better.
Yeah, a little bit lighter.
Lighter. Yeah, lighter. And it's not me trying to like pull this feeling out. Like it feels lighter, and it feels like I can focus more and like do
That's
things.
Awesome. I'm so glad.
Yeah.
That you're feeling a good difference.
Like exactly. So and I just got back from Ojai again, working with my sister, so that was great. And yeah, just, just trying to navigate my emotions and mentally and emotionally and all
It's
that.
just like we said before, it's so tricky because it's not something like solid, or it's not, you can't touch it.
Yes, you can't touch it. It's invisible. And when you're in it for such a long time, like, you're just like, maybe this is just me. This is how it's supposed to be. Like, I just have to accept it, But yeah, if I know, it's silly when I say it out loud now. Like, it seems so obvious. Like, oh, it was hard for me to get out of bed. It was really hard for me to feel motivated. I procrastinated. I did all these things.
And you thought that was just you.
I thought that was just me.
You just being you.
Just being me. Maybe I'm just like, just me. I don't know. Yeah. But then I was just like, I don't know. I still remember, like, in the past, I would feel excited about things and everything. So I just, I'm glad that, I have a professional to talk to about, like, my medication and everything. And, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
But I'm glad that you said something.
Yeah, no, I just, like,
because they can never know unless you say something. Yeah, unless I say something. That's tough, too, to say it.
And I think also, I mean,
that probably maybe can inspire other people if they're just like, oh, maybe this is just how I am. Yeah. And you're just feeling lower and lower and lower. And maybe, like, it's time to
do something.
Yeah, do something about it.
Let somebody know. Like, don't hold it inside for so long, because it will manifest in other ways and it's not positive.
Yeah.
And so, it's honestly, like, I think what really helped was what really kind of brought to my attention was, like, when a couple weeks back I was sitting with you and my twin sister Donna in the dining room area, and Donna asked me, like, how are you doing? Like, how's everything with you? And that's when I was crying, like this isn't normal. Like, this is like, like, it's not like me having a bad day. It's like it's been like days, weeks, like the feeling like this. But again, I just accepted, like, maybe this is just how I am. Yeah. Maybe this is just me.
Which is so easy to go into that, and that's why there are a lot of people that are depressed and that aren't treated, is because they just think it's normal.
Yeah, they should accept that, like, well, I guess this is my new normal.
Yeah, because of course you're getting old, like, everyone's getting old and no one's getting younger physically, so you're just like, oh, these are, like, how just like you get aches and pains somewhere that's not usual, and you're just like, oh, I'm getting older. Maybe this is just me slowing down or something like that. People just say this, but you need to get it checked.
Get it checked, and, like, I'm glad, like, it didn't get to a point where I, like, got really depressed, where, like, I want to hurt myself or anything, or I don't want to, like, go on anymore. Like, at least it didn't get to that heavy, but even just at the place that I am, like, just a couple days ago, just like feeling, just last week, just feeling.
That's not nothing. Also a great.
That's
feeling.
Not a great feeling.
Because you're just kind of sounds like limbo. Like, you can never be happy, or you can never.
It's emotional limbo.
Yeah, emotional
limbo, right, and it's like, and you just don't feel motivated to do anything. So it's like, well, I don't feel anything. So, so I'm just glad that I said something, and I'm glad that, like, even, like, for you and for my sister Donna to even, like, kind of point it out, like, call it out, like, and be like, hey, is everything okay? Because, like, I kind of, like, not lied to myself, but I just, like, convinced myself that everything was fine. Then I was like, I'm not manic, but I'm not super depressed, but, like, but I'm not happy either.
Yeah, because it's hard to find the start and end to something. It's just kind of fuses slowly together.
It's blurred.
It's blurred, so it happens over time. So it's just like, it's just mixed in so, like, perfectly that you can't figure out,
like, is this me?
Normal, or is it?
I don't know, but, like, no,
very blurred.
Very blurred, and so so sometimes you do need an outside perspective that's not you, that's not internally inside, but, like, outside perspective that people who know you, like your friends and family, like, are you okay? Like, is everything fine? Like, because even Donna, when I told Donna, like, I told her, like, I told my psychiatrist, and my psychiatrist confirmed it. Then I was like, yeah. Dawn's like, yeah, I kind of like, I guessed it that I guessed that you were that depressed, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah. Well, of course, you don't want to push the person
No,
and be like,
no.
You're depressed.
Oh,
Like,
that's the worst.
You
That's
know,
the worst.
like when I heard you saying like, oh, I want to stay in bed all the time, I was just like, oh, like I've been there too. So it's like, you know, it feels like depression, but you don't want to like force all that on somebody, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you know, and on top of that, if you're not professional, you can't really, you know, give you a professional,
100%,
100%,
like,
you're not
hey,
sure. So like all you can do is be really supportive and, you know, give them a bit of your energy so that they can feel a little bit more confidence.
Yeah.
And then rethinking how they're feeling, and then they're able to talk to a professional.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm really glad that you did.
Yeah, that talk really helped me a lot. And also just like being friends with you and being friends with like even and just having a sister like Donna and stuff like that, just surrounding myself with people who are doing things in their life that are like bringing them joy. Like especially for you, like you're doing your thing and you're working hard, but you're still being creative and doing your thing. Like that inspires me to keep going. That encourages me like to just like, okay, like, you know, like I can find joy again. Like I should be able to find joy again. And if there's something blocking me or if I'm not feeling that joy, like what is it? What's wrong? Like I need to really, and if I don't know what's wrong, then I need to seek out a professional to help me point out what's wrong, you know?
Yeah.
So it's yeah, so it's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I was feeling good, like helping my sister out and everything, and I felt even better. You know, Monday I was helping her, you know, with the photo shoot, but on Monday is when I talked to my psychiatrist over Zoom, and she confirmed to me, like, yeah, you're depressed. Like, you know, you're definitely going through depression, and that's okay. Like, you know, like, there's a lot of people not doing well during this time, but like,
so many people.
Yeah, especially having a mental illness, like, you know, like what you're going through, like, is definitely depression, and like it's okay to take medication, and if you're good on that and you're doing good for over a year, we can always lower it down again. So it's not like it's very like medication.
It's tricky.
It's tricky, but at the same time, it can be life-saving. You know, but again, medication isn't the end-all be-all answer to everything. There's not one pill that's like, going to make your life magically happy. It is honestly a bunch of things. It's having family support, family and friends support, having love and support from them, having you proactively doing things that brings you joy, and then having a routine, doing things for yourself, and also taking medication. Is all part of, for me at least, that helps with my
kind of sounds like a pie chart.
Yes,
like,
it is. It is. There's a book. It's a book on mental health and everything, and like how to deal. And I remember they mentioned there's like a pie chart and like little pieces of that pie chart of like what it takes to have like to really help with your navigating and living with a mental illness and what you need to do. But even if you know aren't diagnosed with mental illness, like these are still important things to have a balance in life. And so, so, I mean, long story short, is that, you know, I'm already feeling better. Even just 3 days in, upping my dosage, I feel a lot better. And then also, what was really awesome, which I will mention, is that last year, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar. I'm sure some listeners might be, but are you familiar with The Moth, right? The Moth podcast?
No, I'm not.
It's a storytelling. It's a really well-known podcast that's known for storytelling from any individual from all different walks of life, and anyone can just pitch their story.
Oh, that's cool.
On the hotline that they have. They have it online on a website.
That's so cool. I'm gonna check this
over
out.
the phone. You can pitch your story.
Yeah,
it has to be just 1 minute pitch. And
that's neat.
So I did that last year, right? I just pitched my story about, it's kind of my craziest story, but it's the story of me getting arrested, knocking on the door, thinking I was gone. Those things. And so I actually left a pitch on their hotline, and I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, I'm just gonna they probably hear story. They're listening to all these pitches all day, all
long.
Oh,
you're giving it away, Debbie. You're giving it away.
But
I think I know what you're about to say.
I'm telling a crazy story, but it was last year.
Yeah.
And then so on Monday, like I think it was Monday or Tuesday morning, I got an email from like the senior curatorial producer from the Moth, and it's like
that's so cool.
Pretty cool. And she's like, hey, thank you so much for sending your pitch last year and your submission. Like, I would love to hear more about your story. Do you have any time like this? What's one of the best days and time to talk? So who knows? You guys might hear my story.
Wow, that's so awesome. That's such good news, Deb.
Yes. So we'll see. I mean,
we don't know what's gonna happen.
What's gonna happen, but I'm glad I just did it.
Yeah.
Didn't think anything of it, and just told my story, and
way to go.
Yeah, and so
you're definitely gonna let us know.
Yeah. We'll see what happens if anything comes of it. But like, they do before COVID, they used to do like story. They used to do story night, and they would have people come on a live stage, and you basically tell your story for. They help you actually beforehand. Craft your story.
Oh, to like structure it.
And like they want to hear your story and like, okay, these are the things, and they help you craft it.
Make it
and then you tell it in person.
That's so cool.
And live to an audience.
That's so awesome.
And they record it, and then they like the theme of the night is regret.
Oh my god.
The theme of
this
all
is
this
so
stuff.
exciting.
Yeah, and so we'll see what happens and all that, but yeah, so I don't know.
Way to go, man. That's really exciting.
If you never heard of The Moth, there's one episode I really like. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
We
can also post it in the description.
Just so people are familiar with it. But it's a really cool podcast. If you haven't listened to it already, it's called The Moth. And it's just stories from, again, all different walks of life. And anybody can tell a story. You can. So awesome. You can send a picture. You have your own stories.
I don't know what I would tell, but like...
Yeah.
But let's start with yours.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes and everything. But that's...
oh, my God.
Yeah, just seeing that kind of like... It's exciting, right?
That is very exciting.
It is exciting.
And I'm glad that you're feeling excitement.
Yeah, I'm sure if I wasn't as depressed as I have been, I'd be more excited. But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe
but it's still like
keeping me chill.
Yeah.
It's keeping me like grounded.
Yeah.
But it's like,
which is good too.
It's good too. Yeah. But that's when I know. I was like, all right, like there are good things to look forward to, and like, I need to change my what I'm going through right now.
Yeah, it's a big world. It's there's so many different possibilities.
So many possibilities. But it's like. But this is me telling anyone who's listening, like, out there, it's just, I truly believe everyone has their own story and their own struggles, their own ups and downs that they've been through. And it's like, I think it's so important to connect with people.
Yeah.
And for me and Liz, like, it's through this podcast. Being bipolar and having mental illness, I think it's easy to want to keep that to myself and be ashamed by it and just keep it hidden from everybody and never talk about it. But it's a part of me. It's a part of my life. And I have to, by me sharing it on this podcast, by me pitching it to the Moth or whatever, I just feel less ashamed. And to me, that's like all that matters. And I think anyone who's listening, if they themselves have gone through or are going through their own depression or have been diagnosed with mental illness or not, this is me telling you that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. But it will only be okay if you yourself are proactive about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you yourself, only you can tell somebody to get help. There are so many hands that want to reach out to help you. But how will they know to reach out to help you if you never say anything? If you just keep it all to yourself, right?
Yeah.
They'll never know. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
So, I guess the upside of being bipolar type 1 is that people will know. People will know. There's no way hiding it. Like, if you go manic, like, you're like, yeah, that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
But depression, I know, is a lot easier to hide from people, from the public. So, that's not normal either. Like that, not saying normal is not the right word, but that's if you haven't been feeling yourself, haven't been feeling joy for a while, staying in bed all day, all that stuff, like really hard for you to do anything, get up, feel motivated.
Or even to like wash yourself.
That's a major thing.
Like it's hard to like get up and like put yourself together.
Yes. Then
that's a problem.
That's a problem. And you could very well be depressed, and that's okay. Like I swear, even the happiest person has gone through their own like down, sad, depressed moments, you know? Some more than others, but it's just like don't settle for yourself of just feeling okay.
Yeah.
Feeling, well, I'm not super depressed, but I'm not manic either, so but I'm not happy either. I haven't felt really happy or looking forward to anything. But I guess maybe this is it. Like, don't accept that. And I really, like, thank Liz and thank my sister for just, like, helping me kind of acknowledge, like, well, actually, that's not good. Like, this isn't your usual self.
Yeah.
Like, you know? So I'm just happy that, I'm just grateful that I have that support from you guys, from you ladies, and from my family and friends to know, like, when I'm, as much as I do my best to know myself as much as I can, to navigate everying.
You can't do it by yourself.
It's so hard to do it by yourself, and it's so hard to do it when it's not extreme.
Yeah.
I can tell when I'm super depressed. I'm like, all right, you guys, I feel like I don't want to go on. Like, I can tell, like, really tell. Or I'm manic, like, okay, I know this is not right. But where I'm at right, like, last week or even a couple days ago, like, it's really hard to tell. It's super hard to tell.
Yeah.
So I'm still taking showers. I'm still doing these things and functioning, but things could be better. That's when you have to ask yourself, can things be better for you? Is there a better version of you? That
also, like, are you worth, having more happiness in your life?
Yes.
Like, do you accept that happiness into your life? Like, it's like things like that too.
Yes, you have to definitely, like, if you have low self-esteem, then you're probably thinking, like, I deserve this. I deserve to be unhappy.
I deserve to suffer.
I deserve to suffer, but, like, no, you don't. You don't deserve to suffer. You deserve to just embrace life and enjoy it for what it is and make the best of it.
Everyone has a right to be happy in this life.
Exactly.
It's definitely a choice. And I know I love my mom, but I even talked to her today because I took her to Garden Grove and do a bunch of errands and stuff. It's a choice and a mindset of how you want to look at life. You can even choose, because my mom, she, like, I don't know if it's a Korean culture thing or whatever, or it's like just within her family, but they always like to look at the negatives. Like, when they come together, they're always talking about the negatives, what's going on the news, how horrible it is, or like what's not working. And I'm just like, Mom, like, it's the morning, man. Like, you're draining me.
Yeah.
I was like, do you got any good news to tell me?
Yeah,
like, she's
negative
like,
stuff.
She's like, well, this is all to benefit you. I'm like, it's sucking the life out of me, Mom. Like, I woke up at 8:30 in the morning to take you at 9:30 to go do errands so we can spend time. Let's have a good time, okay? We don't need. I'll listen to the news later, but in the morning you need to get your day started. You want to start it on a good note. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and also too, I like came clean with my mom too. Like, I tell her every so often, but like, she, of course, older people, they're so used to their habits, like. She just can't help. I'll be like, Mom, you look so great today. You look so lovely. Like, ding, ding, positive. And then next thing she's like, oh, I had to move that maple tree over there because, the spider webs, and I can't live with spider webs I'm like, God damn it, Mom. Like, that is not a positive. That is a negative. She's like, but I told you that I moved the maple tree. I'm like, that is a negative, Mom. That doesn't bring anyone joy, okay? I'm saying, like, give me good news. Damn it. Like, because also hearing negative news, yes, it can be informative.
Yeah.
But if that's all you're doing,
all you're absorbing, all you're taking in
a conversation, that is not a normal conversation, okay? And I've lived with that for so many years, and it just being able to identify and clearly articulating to that other person that this is not a conversation. You are vomiting on me. I told Mom, I was like, Mom, you are just vomiting on me. Spewing your bad news all over me, okay, every day. I can't talk to you. It's just like, Mom, for once, can we just have a happy conversation? It's like, I don't know what, it may be the culture, because like,
it could be.
It could be the culture, like, that's how they tell, like, hi, chum. Like, that's all their expressions. It's not like, there's not, I could be wrong, but like from what I get in versions of like, entertainment and watching Korean dramas throughout my life and my family too, it's like, it's very centered around bad news or something, or like just like irritated and frustrated and like that's just how you get into people, like you agitate them and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, you do have these strong Korean expressions like "hi chum," and you always hear about those grumpy Korean ajishis or something like that. They're like, why are they so grumpy all the time? And why are there so many of them?
Why are there so many of them? No, you're right.
But it's a mindset. It's like you can look at the brighter side or you can look at the negative side, and you can choose.
Yeah,
and
choice.
Like we talked about in the last podcast, that energy, those same energies that you're feeling, it will gravitate towards you. So if you're feeling negative energies, you're going to keep on piling that shit. And, I've seen that happen in my mom's life and stuff. And I don't want to live like that.
No.
I just know that if I stay positive and I always look at the good factors, more of that will come. And you've experienced that just last week?
Yeah.
Last week,
Yeah, it's just,
right?
Yeah, it's just kind of, again, like you said, just maintaining, trying your best. I mean, there's going to be days where you're feeling like shit, right? It is what it is, like that's just part of human existence.
Yeah.
But there comes a point where you really do have to really reflect and ask yourself, like, like, can this be better? And I am worth this. I am worth to. I should. My happiness and everything is important. I should. I should be able to be happy. And like, why am I not happy? Like, well, I should be able to accept happiness and everything, or accept a compliment, or put that out, positivity out. It's easy to be negative. It's easy to, but once you practice positivity and just try to look at the brighter things and everything, like, it is practice, but once practice, it becomes perfect. It becomes natural. It becomes second natural and nature to you, and so second nature to you. And so it's easier, I know, said and done if your whole life you've been a pessimistic person and negativity is what you dwell in and everything. But do you really want to live your whole life like that? For the rest of your life? It's if nobody's going to tell you, I'm going to tell you, it's draining to be around people who choose to just be negative all the time.
Oh yeah, like my mom. I just want to run away from her sometimes.
But you love them.
But I love them, so that's why I tell her that stuff. I'm like, you're not easy to be around. I love you, but it's draining to be around. Just like Debbie says, to be around a pessimistic person, and we all know that humans are need company.
Yes.
We're not solitary creatures,
We're social creatures.
Yeah, we learn, we vibe off of one another. That's where we get our energy, like, so, I mean, you can choose. You can choose.
Yeah. So just, again, the first is acknowledging that there's a problem, that there's an issue. And then asking yourself, what can I do to address that? What can I do to change it? And just make it better. Just be a better you, And that's all you can. All you can do is be at least for me, I try to be better than the person I was yesterday, and whatever. And if I'm not, that's okay. That's just for the day, It's not permanent. It's not set in stone. This life that we live in is so fluid. It's just nothing is set in stone. So just. I want to leave on this note that it's okay to have moments of being down, but don't let that be your life forever.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, thank you so much for for tuning in for this episode. And yeah, thanks again to our fan Jeff from Toronto.
Jeff from Toronto.
Hey. And to any fans out there, and to everyone out there, obviously we love a good email. And so you can email us at mooncakespodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at mooncakes.podcast. Listen to us on platforms.
Oh, we got merch now.
Oh, we got merch. Yes,
Yeah.
we have merch down, and we'll have that in the link.
Yeah.
And yeah, so show us some love, you guys. Hit the like, follow, all that good stuff. Buy some merch.
And if you're on Apple Podcasts, if you want to write a review, that's huge support to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully if you like it.
If you like it. I mean, if you hate us, just send us an email. Let us know what's up.
Yeah.
Okay, well, till next time.
See you guys later.
Bye.